Hey friend, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making cinnamon rolls. I have this huge list of things that I've always wanted to try and have always been too intimidated to do that. So we're just going to not worry about it and realize that it's not that serious. And if we fail, who cares? We'll try again tomorrow or the next day and the next day and the next day. So it's going to be perfectly fine. We're going to attempt to throw these together and see what happens. So if you've never made homemade cinnamon rolls or just the whole idea kind of makes you a little nervous, be sure to stick around because we're going to go through all of this just real time. Me and you, we've got this. So we're going to get started. I've already warmed up 1 cup of milk, and the thing is, we're just not going to be worried about it because there's too much stuff that actually matters to be tore up over a cinnamon roll. So we're going to attempt this the best we can. I've took several different recipes that I found, put them together, and this is what we're going to do. So I'll have the entire details in the description box below, so that way hopefully everything turns out. You can follow along and make these with me if you decide to make these, which I hope that these turn out and that you all can try them too. Please be sure to leave a comment, let me know what you think, and we'll just keep doing this together. So with all of that being said, I'm going to bring y'all down onto the counter so you can see what we're doing, how we're kind of throwing everything together, and I hope y'all are here for it. So here we go. Okay, so the thing with yeast is the yeast that we're using has to be activated. So I have a cup of warm milk, and it's important to do the yeast first because if it doesn't bloom like it should, that way you don't have anything else in there and it's not gonna waste any of your good ingredients. So we're gonna start with 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, and see, there's 2, and that is roughly 2 1/4. But if you get it in the packs, it's 1 pack. But I have a bag because like I said, this is going to be a whole experience. So we're going to just be baking and baking and baking. I ordered a brick of it off of Amazon. So we have this, so I measured it out. We've got our yeast in here, and I'm going to just give this a little stir and try to get it kind of work down in there. Let it do its thing, and I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar just to kind of give the yeast something to feed on. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of just white sugar. And the thing with cinnamon rolls is we've got to do our dough, then our filling, and then the icing. So this is going to be in a couple of different parts, but don't worry, y'all are here for all of it, and we're going to do all of this together because that's kind of clumpy. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up and let this do its thing, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. For the actual dough part, we have 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 egg, and minus the shell. Y'all didn't see that. Then let me wash my hands real quick. And then we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt and 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So that is going to be, let me grab a little spatula. I thought I had everything I needed to, but okay. So we're gonna add, we have 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 large egg. We're gonna add a teaspoon of salt and 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So let's see, I need 4 cups, so hang on. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm not packing these down, 8. Obviously that was a half a cup, measuring cup. So I'm gonna just stir, let me make sure y'all can see where I'm, okay. I'm just gonna stir this around and see how this goes. My goal with this is to kind of encourage people that have been putting this stuff off. And my little girl is like all into this baking stuff, and I want to try it first so I have an idea, that way I can help her too. So my goal is just to help anybody that may want to do this. And I've always, it doesn't really bother me to fail at something. I mean, of course, you know, it's human nature, kind of gets you a little disheartened, but I've always been more of a, what if I don't? And so that's kind of more my thing. Maybe I try it once and fail. Maybe I try it 10 times and fail. But maybe we'll have that whole Edison light bulb thing, and on the 155th time, whatever, we don't fail. So I don't know. That's just my way of thinking. I'm trying to adopt that and spread that idea. So, okay, I'm gonna scoot this stuff over just a little, because my plan is to roll out, mix here, make sure you all can see what we're doing. I hope that lighting is okay. I actually have, I don't know if you can see that, but I have, the recipe is kind of stuck behind the outlet cover, so that way it's sit up and I can just reference it when I need to. But okay, so we have this, and I'm going to go ahead and add in our yeast, milk, and sugar mixture. So it's kind of frothy. I just kind of left it sitting there while I was mixing this other stuff. So I'm just going to pour. I'm hoping this is, if it's not very forgiving, I hope it at least tastes good regardless. So we've got all of our goody stuff in here. Set that over to the side, and then I'm just gonna use this to kind of mix in here a little bit before we go into it with our hands. So, and after we get this out, after we get this mixed and then pour it out onto the counter, we're gonna knead it for about 8 to 10-ish minutes. I'm gonna try to just go based on how the dough feels. If it feels like it's mixed good, we're trying to kind of look the part right now. So that's the goal here. We're gonna see. Okay, I feel okay about this, but what we're gonna do is just see how the dough is kind of holding together. And I don't know, this is just let's kind of flour our counter a little. That way, when we pour this out, there's some that's not, I don't know, there's some that's not actually mixed up in here. So whenever we pour this out, it's just gonna be a little crumbly. So let's just do that and pour it all over the floor. Okay. I'm gonna scrape what I can. There was just a little bit on the bottom of this, so I want to try to get as much as I can out of here, but sometimes I've got to remind myself that it's okay to make a mess. It's okay to fall apart. Things usually get worse before they get better. So we're going to just mix this up into a dough, because the worst thing that can happen is this, and we're good with it. Okay. So it's kind of going together. That's the plan. Make sure you got your vacuum handy. And one day we're going to be like all cute and professional, and this is going to roll out, and I'm kind of squeezing this as I go, so I'm having a real hard time seeing this going into a smooth sheet, but that's what it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to keep doing this and see what happens. While we're waiting on our dough to rise, we're going to go ahead and mix up the filling. This is a half a cup of softened butter. I just stuck it in the microwave just a little until it kind of fell apart. For lack of a better way of putting that. Okay, we're going to do a cup of brown sugar, and I'm not gonna, well, it's kind of clumpy, so we'll just stir that up good whenever we get it situated. So we're gonna call that a cup. Then we need a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. We're gonna put that in there, and then a tablespoon of cinnamon. So I'm gonna put it kind of a little up. Okay, there we go. A little heaping, I guess, not a little up. You know what I mean. Anyway. Okay, so then we're just gonna stir this around. You see what we're working with here. There we go. I saw some recipes where they kind of spread the butter and then sprinkled all of the stuff, the cinnamon and the brown sugar, and it kind of seemed, I don't know, just easier to do it this way. So we're gonna try this approach, see how it works out. So it's been about an hour and a half, and here is what our dough is looking like. So let me see if I can, I don't know if I can actually show how it's like not tacky. So hopefully that's a good sign. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of flour down on the counter. I don't want to do too much because I kind of thought that I may have put too much then as we were doing this. So I'm going to, we have our mixture, or our filling close by. So I'm going to bring y'all down. Okay. And I'm going to attempt, oh, that was perfect. Okay. So this is what our bowl looks like. So hopefully that's a good sign. And then what we're gonna do is attempt to roll this out to about an 18 by 12 rectangle. That's the plan. Will it work? Who knows? But I feel super fancy with this rolling pin. Oh, look how cute this is. Okay. Sorry guys, I get very excited because I feel like we're gonna take our wins where we can. Okay. So the dough is like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually, let me get it rolled out a little more. I don't know for sure how thin we're supposed to be, but can you see it like kind of stretching back? How good is this? Let me pull you over this way a little, because I want you to see kind of as, okay. We'll work on the angles, guys. Right now, just thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, so I'm trying to roll this out into a sort of, this is a sad little rectangle, but it is it's still thick, so I don't think we're supposed to be this thick. So I know I can't like cut it and it piece together. Sorry if y'all can hear the baby pup outside, because she is right outside the kitchen window. And I don't know if she hears me or just sees me, but whenever she does, that's kind of how she is. Okay, I don't know what to do with this, but I feel like it needs to be thinner. See how right here, how thick that is? So I'm gonna just keep mushing and kind of applying a little more pressure, because it is sponging. I don't know if that's the word. You can tell I'm not, we're just trying to feed our people here. We're not professionals by a long shot, but it is like springing back up. So I want to try to make it to where it's not like thick in some places and thin in the other, but I don't know exactly how to do that. And I don't want it round like a pizza, but if I cut it, then I'm afraid I'll be wasting. But that may be what we do. Okay, we're going for roughly a 12 by 18. So it may not actually take this long to roll out. I'm just being extra. So I'll tell you one thing, even if these don't turn out good, playing with this rolling pin is worth it for me. Okay, so we're kind of thin on this side, so let me try to, okay. See how it keeps like coming back right there? I don't know if that's supposed to be doing that, but oh, this is so fun. Okay. Now we're about to come like clean off the counter. And I don't know if it's supposed to be this thick. I feel like maybe, like, can you see how thick that is? And but it's thinner on this side. Okay, I'm gonna just go this way and try to thin it out a little. we're gonna learn this stuff as we go, guys. We will figure it out. And I think no matter how many videos you watch, people you watch do this, whether it be right in front of you or not, until you actually do it and feel it, I don't think there's a substitution for actually doing it ourselves. So that is what we are doing. Okay, so it's kind of, okay, now it looks a little, okay, it looks a lot more even. I don't know if even's the word. Like, it looks the same as far as, whoops, stay over there, Nancy. Well, okay. So now I'm gonna just pick this up a little so it's not smushed down, and then as much as I didn't want to, I'm gonna cut it, because this is about the size that we need. So I'm not getting rid of a lot of it, just the lopsided, this extra. You see what I'm talking about? Okay. So we're gonna just toss that. I know. So I'm gonna cut it about right here, just because I don't want all that extra. I don't know, maybe I could roll this up and do something else with it, but for now we're just going to leave it and just trim this, and that'll be an end. So we're just gonna comb about right here. And what I'm gonna do, because I'm like, I don't know for sure how many this is gonna be. I've got some containers, I'll show you those in a second, because I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep this handy because I'm gonna use it to cut, and I don't want to use this on my countertops too much because I'm afraid it'll mess them up. So, okay, so we've got our filling, and let me make sure you guys are seeing what we're doing here. Okay. Is that working out? Like, can you see? Okay. Oh, that did good. Okay. So that way, I'm trying to get the light and everything to where we can figure out how this all goes. Okay. So I really, really, really like the idea of melting the butter and adding it like this. So now we're just gonna, I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to like ooze out. So let's see, I don't know how thick it should be, but I don't want it so thick that it oozes out, but I don't want it so thin that it just, that you can't really taste it. So I don't know, we'll get fancy here. And I think that's like little clumps of cinnamon. Oh, these would be so good with like nuts or something in them. And I actually made some oh, I wish I would have thought of that. I made some apple butter last week. Oh, that would be so good in here. But for now we're doing this. But apple butter would be really nice too. And just like, once we get this perfected, the sky is the limit, guys. We'll have cinnamon rolls with, oh, like savory kind, like, I don't know, some kind of cheese, and oh, this is so exciting. Okay, I don't want to go all the way to the edge because I don't want it to smush out. But feel like we need more on this edge. If a little bit of it smooshes, I guess it's okay. Because worst case scenario, it's just on the outside of the cinnamon roll. But so far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Okay, so now my OCD has to go back across and smooth it all out because I messed it up by going in the middle. Okay, so we have a little bit left over, but I think I'm just going to leave it. We're going to call that good. Oh, now here we go. This kind of reminds me of like rolling a sushi roll or something. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know, like, do I just push it on over? I guess we're just going to push it on over and see what happens. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm trying to kind of like tuck the end under. Okay. There we go. So maybe it makes it a little easier to roll, maybe, without smushing our stuff out. Okay, so whenever I got up to that hump, I just kind of like raised it up over it so it would hang on to it and not smush it out. That, oh, look how pretty. Okay, so if we're doing this right, oh, it looks very good. I'm trying to dust some of the flour off because I don't want it to be like too floury. Okay, and I think I'm going to bring this up and kind of try to smush it, like pinch it together maybe to seal it as I'm doing this. Maybe I'm trying to think of the best way to approach this to cut them. Ugh. Okay, and this still has to, you don't know how bad I almost licked my finger. Just okay, so after we get these, here's the containers that I was talking about that I actually ordered these off of Amazon to put some of these in, and I'm gonna try freezing them. Oh, but we're like starting to smush open. Okay. But I'm thinking that I may put some in a single layer on, I've got a pan that's got some parchment paper on it, and freeze those so I can do them individually, like frozen that way. So I don't really know how to go about getting this up on this because I don't want to lose. Okay, it's kind of one of those things, if you're gonna do something dumb, just do it fast. So that's what we did. So we've got a little mushing out over there, but it's okay. Let me grab a napkin. And I think we're just going to, I'm gonna put, let me go ahead and spray this, because I'm gonna try to put probably like 4, I need to hurry up and get these cut because they're gonna come apart on me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, we're right at the end, so I'm gonna just cut that off. Okay, and then in an attempt, maybe I'll use that. Ugh. Okay, I got it rolled up easy, and then it just went all to pieces. Okay, in an attempt to, was that a gnat? To make these kind of the same size, I'm gonna do about 1 inch. And how this is gonna end up, I have no idea. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do, yeah, I feel like maybe this should be frozen or something before you try to cut it, because we are it is just making a mess. A complete disaster. I'm gonna put like 5 in that little dish. I almost would freeze this roll to make it easier to cut, because that is not pretty. But I'm gonna show you what they look like anyway. How people do these like super cute, no idea. And I don't know how to do these to where they wouldn't be everywhere. So who knows, but we're going to just keep on cutting. And I feel like I'm trying to use this scraper a little more to help lift, but I really don't want to lose all of our insides. So like I said, these are not these are not cute. There has to be some easier way to do this. So we will keep researching and trying to figure it out. But how many are we going to end up with? Let's see. I have 10. I have 10 cut right now. I'm gonna go ahead. I've got one more pan. I'm trying my best not to get this. Yeah, there's no point in trying to not get it anywhere, but okay, here we go. We're figuring it out, guys. Let's see. Oh, these are these are so cute. I don't know how many we're going to get in this. Like, we're losing our, when I cut them, we're definitely losing our shape. So I'm gonna see, it like smushes it that way, so I don't know how to help keep that from happening. But this one is a homely little piece, but we're going to use it anyway, and go ahead and just kind of smush it up that way and stick it here. And this is everywhere, but it's okay. This is funny. So see, like, this would be so much easier to just scrape on the counter, but I just I don't know, I just really don't want to do that. So okay, let me put this stuff over in the sink and wash my hands real quick. And we'll be washing our hands like 15 more times, but I want to show you kind of what we have. And if we were going to just freeze these right now, we would go ahead and stick them in the freezer. So I'll probably go ahead and do maybe at least one pan, probably two pans actually. But if we're wanting, here's what they look like. I mean, they're cinnamon rolls, so I mean, there's not really a whole lot to complain about as far as that goes. But if we wanted to freeze them, go ahead and stick them in the freezer just like this. But if you're wanting to bake them, what we're going to do is use this dish towel. And what we're going to do is use the dish towel, cover it up for about 30-ish minutes, let them maybe double. I'm not real sure how much they'll grow, but I'm going to do one pan anyway. So the other two I'm going to stick in the freezer. So I'll show you all what that pan looks like and kind of give you an idea as to how much they double. I don't think, or how much they raise. I don't think it's going to actually be double, but it may at least be a little. So I don't know, we'll see. This is kind of the prettiest, and I use that term very loosely, but we have worked for these, and oh, if the smell is any indication, we're gonna have it made. So I'm gonna cover these and let them rise, and then I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll go ahead and bake these. So I'll show you that, but the others I'm gonna stick in the freezer. So I will show you that in just a second.